Start!
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Stephanie Barreras, and my members are Julie Jean Panier, May Jellard Milan, and Paul Brian Rihes. And we are the researcher of third year BIT. Our topic is all about the benefits, performance, and experience of senior high school of Magsico National High School. In Chapter 1, it is all about problem and its background. In Chapter 2, it is all about review-related literature. And in Chapter 3, it is all about research methodology. In Chapter 4, it is all about presentation, analysis, and interpretation of the data. And last one, Chapter 5, it is all about summary, conclusion, and recommendation. Thank you.
What is Chapter 1 all about?
In chapter 1, it's all about the problem and its background, where you can see the introduction and rationale that talk about the performance of students in participating sports in international, national, and local. It also includes the statement of the problem in terms of age, gender, grade level, sports, grade in MAPE, and general average, and also significance of the study.
What is the significance of the study?
Significance of the study is all about of how the administrator, principal, teacher, parents, students, and future researcher benefited to our study. And this chapter include the scope and the limitations and definition of terms.
Why we need to include the international in your topic?
Because to know about their performance, not only in national and local but in other countries instead.
In citing, what do you need to include?
In citing, we need to include author's name and year published so that we avoid plagiarism, and to know the reader that we copied the idea of real authors, and we will make sure that our information we gathered is fit to our study.
What kind of style did you
We
use?
use APA or American Psychological Association.
How important APA style in research?
APA style is important to provide clarity to papers on often complex topic. It makes paper easier to read and understand. When sources are cited the same way each time and the paper is written in a uniform format, it gives better flow and helps keep the focus on the content of the paper.
In Chapter 2, what is all about?
Chapter 2 is all RRL or review related literature based in significance of the study that you need to cite, that is age, gender, grade level, sports, grades in MAPE, and general average of the students, either boy or girl, who participating in sports.
In Chapter 3, what is all about?
Chapter 3 is all about the research methodology or research design. We will cite what instrument we use, descriptive method, and how it applicable to our study, and also include the flow of the study where you can see the output and input students with the sports, the participating, and output sports in enhancement program, but in process, descriptive survey method, data collection, test question. This chapter also include the research environment, research respondents, statistical treatment, and data.
What is in the research environment?
The researcher conducted in Magsico National High School, Magsico, San Fernando, Cebu. It has 6,500 square meters donated by one of the residents in barangays. Before you get there, you must ride 200 meters from San Fernando to Magsico. And you will pass the 4 barangays, Barangay Tabunan, Barangay Tunggo, Barangay Ilaya, and Barangay Tananyas. But in overall, we have 21 barangays here in San Fernando. In school ID at 30-34-9, and it have rooms for 26 classrooms, 3 rooms for grade 7, 4 rooms for grade 8, 5 rooms for grade 9, 4 rooms for grade 10, 3 rooms for grade 11, 3 rooms for grade 12, 1 room for principal's office, 1 for clinic, and 1 for stock room. Magsico National High School has exact number at students. The school provided 2 strands and tracks, the gas, and TVL, and there are 32 teachers headed by the school principal, Dr. Mary Lady Oitico.
Is in the research respondents.
Participants were the 3 section of senior high school students at the Magsico National High School. Number of the students are from section. The researcher personally administered the test to the participants.
What is in the research
In
instrument?
this study, the researcher made a survey questionnaire. The profiling of respondents' age, gender, grade, and sections per semester, average grade, MAPE, determined the benefits of participating sports in terms of discipline, confidence, and leadership as their main tool in gathering of data or information that are needed for the completion of this study. The survey questionnaire contains the questions that could determine the performance, benefits, and experience if senior high school students athlete by the selected senior high school students of Magsico National High School.
What is in the statistical treatment of data?
In order to interpret the data being gathered, the researchers use the descriptive statistic, which means describing the details, data, or informations of the study that being collected. Descriptive statistics as 2 distributions. The percentage, which means the number or rate that is expressed as a certain number of parts that divided into 100 parts. And the frequency, which means the number of the times that something happens during a particular period, by Merriam-Webster. Sub-problem number 1 is all about the profile of the students in terms of age, gender, grade level, and section. Sports, first semester average, and grade in MAPE must use descriptive statistics, in which statistical measures being used was frequency and percentage distribution. Under the descriptive statistics, sub-problem number 2 is all about the benefits of participating sports in terms of discipline and leadership. Sub-problem number 3 talks about experience of senior high school students, and the sub-problem number 4 is all about the performance of senior high school students in MAPE. The weighted mean under the descriptive statistic was by use of the sub-problems 23 and 4. Responses to this survey were recorded and interpreted through descriptive statistic, which being calculated by their percentage and frequency. Also, the data relationship and the variables were analyzed.
What is chapter 4 all about?
In chapter 4, it is all about presentation, analysis, and interpretation of data, where you can see the age profile of the respondents, gender profile of the respondents, grade and section of the respondents, and the sports of the respondents, general average of the respondents.
What is chapter 5 all about?
In chapter 5, it's all about the summary, conclusion, and recommendation. This chapter presents the entire study. It includes the summary, major findings, conclusion, and recommendation.
Why you choose this topic?
We choose this topic to know the benefits and performance of students, and we know what this topic is applicable, and we can easily gather information from respondents because based in our observation, students in Magsico National High School are very active in playing sports.
What is research all about?
Research entitled The Benefits, performance of senior high school athletes students of Magsico National High School is divided into 5 chapters, namely the problem and its background, review of related literature and studies, research methodology, presentation analysis, and interpretation of data, and summary, conclusion, and recommendations. The first chapter, introduction, consists of brief information regarding the various parameters existed in the study, statement of the problem, significance of the study, scope, and elimination of the study. The benefits performance of senior high school athlete students because it's the skills they can share and it's the hobby they wanted to and how they perform the sports they wanted to play. The experience, what would be the role of being athletes. Sports promote inclusion, acceptance, health and wellness among students, those who complete and who participate in planning sports. Benefits from taking a break from the study, course, work, and the demands of the everyday life. In participating in sport, it helps to the students in school because it makes their grades higher. This great opportunity for them to try how sport we've always wanted to learn. Research, design, descriptive survey method of research is used to give state if this problem is fully and carefully as possible and found to be more appropriate to study for the selected senior high school students of Magsico National High School. Statistical treatment of data, the interpretation of the data, the information being gathered, the researchers uses the descriptive statistics, which means describing the details, data or information of the study being collected. The descriptive statistic has 2 distributions. The percentage, which means the number of or rate that is expressed as a certain number of times that something happens during a particular period, or Merriam by Merriam-Webster. This following distribution will be used according to the questions of the sub-problems. The student's profile in terms of age, gender, grade, and section, grade in MAPE, and average of first semester. This following distribution will be used according to the questions of the sub-problems. The student's profile in terms of age, gender, grade and section, grade in MAPE, and average of first semester. Research instruments is in this section of researchers state the tool they need, the title of the study, where they conduct the study, and the who are the respondents of the study. Respondents, when we gather information using the survey questionnaire. We have 30 respondents from the senior high school department in Magsico National High School, 14 females and 16 males. Significance of the study, we could conclude the participating sports student benefits and help their study and health. The purpose of this study is to signify the people who participate in sports and how this research benefited to us.
Thank you, BIT researcher.